When you think of South Africans here in Dubai, usually Mike de Kock is the name that springs to mind. But this year, we've got a new guy on the scene, and his name is Paul Lafferty. He's very well known back at home, but here this is a very new foray for him, and he's brought out two horses, Harry's Son and Royal Navy's Ship, both of whom run on Thursday nights. Paul sadly can't be here this week, so we're going to catch up with his assistant, Roy Waugh, to get the lowdown. One of the biggest personalities in South African racing, Paul Lafferty and his team are realising a long-term ambition to have runners in Dubai. Roy Waugh comes here with plenty of experience of his own, which has stood him in good stead during months of arduous quarantine, first in Mauritius and then in the UK, as a result of the ongoing African horse sickness regulations.
You need a special type of horse to be able to go through that type of quarantine, I think. We were lucky that they built this new quarantine station in Mauritius a few years back. That's on the east coast. It's a bit cooler than the old one. And he actually did very well in Mauritius. And they allowed us to train him in the middle month of his 3-month stint there on the beach. And Sue Gajadar loaned us his stable jockey, Bikari, and he'd come and work him on the beach. And we got him quite fit. And he did very well. So that was a bonus.
Roy has the perfect horse with which to embark on such an international foray. Winner of the Grade 1 Premier's Champion Stakes as a 2-year-old, Harry's Son has an unflappable constitution.
Right from day one, he was always a consummate professional, did everything you asked him to do. Very easy to train. So, and as time went on, we found that he travelled very well, never got upset about anything. Likes firm ground, so that's his forte. He's a little bit, if there's a chink in his armour, it's in the soft. And he's done very well, yeah, consistent.
Despite not having raced for 297 days, the son of Haradison is as tuned up as possible ahead of the Fahidi Fort. A horse who runs well fresh, his fitness isn't a concern for Roy.
He's been off 10 months from racing, so he always have that slight doubt, but he's a horse that runs well fresh. His work for this race was very nice. Finished very strongly. I worked him 1200 on the training track grass last Thursday, and I was very pleased with that. So I'd say he's pretty close to where he should be.
You've been involved with horses a long time. I know you spent time with Herman Brown and people like that. How good is this fellow in your estimation?
Well, you know, I was in America when Michael Whittingham had Skywalker win the Breeders' Cup. I was working for him back in '86, and he was a nice horse. And I put this horse in the same sort of category. To me, he's just as good. And he won the Breeders' Cup. So personally, I think he's good enough. Otherwise, we wouldn't have brought him here.
With a Group 1 win already on his CV, the aim for Harry's Son is a run on World Cup night, with the Dubai turf very much on Connection's radar.
And the ultimate aim is the Dubai turf, so we have to obviously win a couple, or win one at least, one of these group races. His sire got 2,000 metres and his mother went 2-1, so I don't think there's any problem with the distance myself. Although if you look at him, he doesn't really look like a middle distance horse at all, or at least a miler. He looks more like a sprinter, but he's a good miler. But I think he'll get the mile and eighth here on this track.
Roy and Harry were joined on the second half of their journey by Royal Navy's Ship, a new purchase from the yard of Aidan O'Brien, for whom he was a winner on debut at the Curragh. He tries dirt for the first time.
Buying off Coolmore was never that easy. He had quite a few problems when he arrived. Took a while to sort them out. But he's got better and better. He's got a dirt pedigree. I think he's the only horse in the first 3 dams that's run on the grass. He's got a full sister stakes winner on the dirt in America. He's trained well in it. I think he'll run a nice race. I just hope he's got enough speed for this track, because it is a speed track. Might be a bit short from that mile, but he's worked well.
Lafferty will have to watch from afar when his stable star takes on the world for the first time, but hopes are high that Harry's Son won't let him down.
Paul's fought his own battle last year with his illness, and is doing very well, surprisingly well. So I hope for him that it comes right.